Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome to the final part of the Simpsons hit and/or run commentary. Yes, indeed, we're at the final mission of the game, Mission 7, and yes, you can no doubt tell, we're in the dead of night. Much like the time of day I'm recording this, and yeah, it's taking on a very Treehouse of Horror theme. As will embody most of the cards in the game, as also will embody most of the, well, thematics as we explore throughout the game, really. To which I mean this level. Yes, as we collect coins and bask in the Halloween atmosphere of this hallowed level. Access this little bomb shelter, and all you will find is this soul donut. And that is actually one of the unlockable costumes for Homer in this level. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but characters, if they reappear in different levels, like well, I mean, I suppose the only two levels I really have to say is like Bart and Homer, is that, yeah, they do get different costumes depending on which levels they're in. So, yeah, Homer's costumes in level 1, different from that of Homer in level 7. So I believe the costumes you get in this level is, you know, Evil Homer, Donut Homer, and regular Homer. Yeah, so I can't quite remember the costumes in level 1. I think they were Homer in his undies, and I can't quite remember the other one. I think that might have been Hobo Homer, but Aqueous, that's pretty much all she wrote in this case. So anyway, let's begin missions.
Dad, the zombies are on the way. Shouldn't we do something?
Not now, Lisa. I'm trying to listen to the baseball game.
It's the top of the 7th, and oh God, zombies! They're devouring the crowd. Now they're eating my brain. Oh, the pain! Ah!
Oh, all right. I'll get us some survival supplies. Stupid Brockman getting eaten by zombies.
And really, isn't that just the worst thing to happen during a zombie apocalypse? When your sports personalities just completely shit the bed? But yeah, really, like, one thing you'll be noticing in this level right off the bat, the time limits. They're about as tight as they've ever been, which again, makes sense given that we're right towards the end of the game, but even still, sweet crispy Jesus, yes, they're tight.
Flanders, give me your first aid kit.
Well, I was hoping to save it for Rodder and Totter to, you know, bandage their brain-eater boo-boos.
Look, just rub a Bible on them.
Will that work to fend off zombies?
Who am I, Dr. Science?
Oakley dokley, here's the first aid kit.
Daddy, if the zombies are dead, why aren't they in heaven? I hope my brain feeds a poor hungry zombie.
Wow, that is some major existential conflict, dude. But, well, anyway, yeah, this is basically jerk-ass Homer stealing everybody else's supplies, and, whew, you really need to know your layout of the town for this one, because, I mean, even in Mission 1, the time limit will let you take no fucking prisoners, because holy fuck. Yeah, man, that time limit is tighter than a nun's fucking pussy. So, yeah, haul ass, you do have a very decent base car to start off with. I mean, there is a reason why Homer's 70 sports car is one of my favorites to drive, and, yeah, let's, steal some stuff from Mo, that poor unfortunate soul.
Mo, I need your chainsaw to chop up attacking zombies.
But then how will I defend myself?
Mo. Shouldn't the weapons go to save people who have loved ones?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think I made my point.
Well, better go comb my hair before the zombies get here. My life stinks.
Fucking oath cunt, poor Mo. Well, anyway, I guess Homer has more to live for, so... Yeah, basically we gotta get home in like 30 fucking seconds, holy shit. But yeah, anyway, this level is pretty much the one place in the game where a lot of people usually tend to throw in the towel, really. This is where the mission skip feature will usually tend to, like, come in the most, but that won't save you all the time, especially for the final mission, which is by far the hardest fucking cunt in the game. And not just because of, like, you know, fair shit or anything else, it's mainly just due to the fact that, again, the whole, oh, do X thing before time runs out is so fucking stingy, and, you know what, we'll save it for when we get there. In the meantime, yeah, let's go off and meet a zombie who's selling us cars, and you might be wondering why in this zombie apocalypse that Homer's brain isn't getting, like, devoured or anything, but then you remember Dial Z for Zombie, the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode which this whole level is based on. Yeah, the zombies try to attack Homer when he bravely sacrificed himself for his family, except only that they gathered around Homer but found that he didn't have a brain worth eating, which is, I mean, actually a surprisingly good reason as to why the zombies don't attack him, so, yeah. Good on you, Radical Entertainment, you use Simpsons' negative continuity for your own purposes. I'm actually quite impressed in that. But yeah, in the meantime, they don't really do much with the zombie apocalypse thing. Like, again, you don't have to defend yourself from zombies in a Conker's Bad Fur Day or Resident Evil kind of way, so really it's just more of a decoration for the town as opposed to, you know, anything significant. That alien spaceship right above Springfield Elementary, it does play a bit of a factor into what you're going to be doing for the rest of the level, but yeah, in the meantime though, we'll have to talk to Comic Book Guy before we sort all that out.
Hey, you there! Smelly Sam! What's going on?
The alien craft is using some sort of tractor beam to suck up trespassers to their doom. Worst effects ever.
But that's real!
Worst effects ever.
What's with the cool black car?
My knowledge of sci-fi movies is correct, which it is. The black car is an advanced probe for the mothership. Now, if you're through, I will spend my last hours on Earth complaining about movies on the internet.
The gift of life is wasted on you.
Yes, I recommend you obtain a zombie car. It will protect you well, but it runs on human brains. Slight drawback.
I got plenty of those.
Man, the gift of life really was wasted on Comic Book Guy, which is probably part of the reason why that whole joke about, you know, oh, I wish my life was so funny in that fucking Omega Man episode, which I talked about in the previous parts for Treehouse of Horror. Yeah. Anyway, we're pretty much having to go off to Nuclear World, otherwise known as Threads, the day after. I'm trying to think of some other examples here, but those are the two depressing movies that I immediately think of. But yeah, basically go to the Springfield nuclear plant, get some plutonium, nuclear radioactive materials, and yeah, pretty much just drive into the alien mothership, and that pretty much makes up the precipice of how we're going to defeat the aliens here. It's not through any sort of weaponry or, you know, using the laser guns that Bart gathered earlier. No, it's instead just because, fuck it, put some nuclear radiation because of their tractor beam and they don't think to shut it off. Which is kind of funny because they actually made like a joke about that in the Simpsons game where during a cutscene they try to attack the Simpson family and Bart was like, hey, wait a minute, they're exposing their weak spot. It's like, hang on, why the fuck did we do that to begin with? Thanks for the heads up, Earth dumbass, and then they pretty much don't do that. I'm starting to think that maybe I should cover the Simpsons game at that point. I do technically have the game, although admittedly though, it is technically the PS2 version and not the free-roaming PS3, Xbox 360 version, but I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, in terms of Simpsons games, primarily because of the fact that it is technically a more, well, I mean, I wouldn't technically say better program, but I mean, it is technically a more fulfilling game than what most licensed games usually tend to be. Whatever.
I'm glad you're here, my morbidly obese ally. Based on my mathulations, I figured out the alien's weakness. It's nuclear waste. Yuck.
And how does that affect me?
Well, it could save the life of you and your family.
And?
Look, I've loaded my vehicle with nuclear waste from the power plant. It's going to deliver this toxic payload to the alien ship, risking myself and my delicious brain to zombie snacking, which if you've never undergone that, I can tell you it stings.
What a hero! And I never knew his name.
It's Professor John, Frank.
Are you still here?
Homer, what a card. But yeah, this is pretty much just a sort of mission that you should expect to really be into, and this is a definite stipulation that will prevent you from completing those missions in as efficient a manner as you would otherwise, because it's not just a matter of making sure that you get there without your car detonating, it's making sure that you don't have a significant enough collision where you would basically fling the nuclear waste off your vehicle and then have it detonate and thus fail the mission. You can technically use the mission skip feature if you fail enough times for, like, the first two versions of Alien Autospy. Autospy? No, that's fucking antivirus software. Alien Autopsy. Although this one's called Long Black Probes, fuck it, whatever. Yeah, basically the point is that, yeah, don't knock your car against anything significant. Even one hit that's a significant crash will set off the nuclear plutonium, and that's, no bueno. So again, if you do that within any of these missions, you fuck up. And given the tight time limit, this does make this one of the hardest missions at all. And Jesus Christ, like, to talk about my own childhood, this was right about the point where I started to learn how to swear at the tender age of 6 years old, so yeah, I wanted to learn to be in with the cool kids in my primary school, and this game, it gave me the courage because of the anger within me that taught me how to swear because of frustrating missions. I was the angry, video game.
Nice alien craft. Now to just get out of the path of the tractor beam! Oh, it's sucking me up!
Boy, talk about thinning the nerd. If I'm gonna kill those town-filming, black car-driving, cola-poisoning, laser-distributing, reality show-filming monsters, I'm gonna need some more toxic waste. Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back, Rob.
Nerd. Yes, I did wait that long to complete that joke, but yeah, basically that's pretty much our precipice with the mission. Homer going, yeah, I gotta get nuclear back rubs. Nuclear back rubs? Wow, my brain is fucking broken this evening. No, it's basically getting more nuclear waste, and the pay you in back rubs thing is pretty much what happens when you summon a car from a phone booth. Anyway, it's time to complete the optional mission with Waylon Smithers. Fuck it.
Mr. Smithers, can you help me out? There's some scary, weird, godless, fascinating stuff going on.
Not now, Simpson. Mr. Burns wants me to run some errands, but I have a brunch date. You know how it is.
Whatever, just give me the mission.
Yeah, this is pretty much just a shite mission just to get Burns' limo that we were racing right at the beginning of the game. Not really that much of a decent car. We already got like a Mr. Burns sort of car in and of itself in a, you know, level 6 with Bart's mission with the... shit, what the fuck is it called? Like the 36 Struts Cats or some shit? Yeah, anyway, all that aside, like, we're pretty much just getting items for Smithers to help Mr. Burns do a thing and act weak, fuck it, whatever. And he's kind of having a bit of an epileptic fit at the moment as he's glitching against Homer's car, but... yeah, like, I mean, the bonus missions by definition are usually more difficult than, you know, the standard mission, which you're usually having to do here, so... yeah, the time limits, they are incredibly fucking tight, but I mean, Jesus. Yeah, it is what it is. You can't really help it at this stage of the game, but it does also show, like, the very limited stature in terms of what Radical Entertainment was really working with, whether due to time constraints or the lack of their real knowledge about how Grand Theft Auto really expanded upon the formula of the gameplay structure, which, I mean, again, like, you probably wouldn't see Homer Simpson, you know, pimping hoes or, you know, doing drugs or whatever, but... you know, at the very least, you would have at least had some more missions where, you know, you're beating people up, or, you know, you're just doing one or two things differently, really, but, yeah, really, that's a criticism I brought up earlier in the game, and something that I think a potential Hit and Run 2 should have done a little bit more of, you know, rather than one of the few proposed things that I actually heard about Hit and Run 2, where apparently they wanted to include, like, hitching trailers to the back of your car or some shit, which, well, I mean, really... it's so fucking arbitrary. I mean, the general gameplay structure is okay as it is, but really, I mean, you kind of want to do more stuff with the on-foot gameplay and, you know, sort of expand the scope of, you know, what the typical Simpsons characters can do. But, I don't know, that's all for a potential hit-and-run spiritual successor, I guess, does. Which one? Whatever, it's time for racing.
Hey, Zombie! They have you working at the DMV now? Brains! Thank you, I do have nice brains.
You know what, it's nice to know that even after you're dead, you're still guaranteed a job at the DMV, whatever really. It means that you have a job even after you're deceased. I don't know what qualifications you have to work at the DMV. I'd imagine they're really fucking low given the driving instructor that I had. I was a massive fucking cunt that simply wouldn't give me my license even though I was actually fucking decent at driving after the first fucking... whatever, I'm just bitter. Shit. Fuck. Anyway, like... yeah, your mission's given out by zombies, which is why, you know, Nelson, Ralph, and, Thingo aren't even available anymore, so, yeah, whatever. It's pretty much the same thing that you've done before, just with an incredibly tight time limit, so... yeah, this course is actually fairly easy if you know what you're doing. You just really need to cut corners rather significantly, but you're given such an easy course that really it's, not too big of an issue. So this, Eden-brained zombie is the Millhouse of the trio. See, I do remember, it's just that I don't care. Yeah, that's exactly what I do, dude.
If I win this, you have to promise not to eat my brains.
No! Deal!
So I suppose since we're doing racing missions, I might as well talk about Treehouse of Horror episodes that are It's most significant to me at the very least, because again, since you have no more missions at this stage, all you're racing against is, in terms of the lead racer, is mainly the police cars that take over from the regular police cars, which is basically the Hearst Zombie Motron. But anyway, back to Treehouse of Horror. Some of the most important ones to me, I think would be Treehouse of Horror episodes such as, and I might divide them into individual segments as well as, first of all, the one with The Shining, you know, which was a parody of The Shining, obviously Stanley Kubrick's version. They didn't include any elements from the novel, but again, that is a rather significant one from the Go Crazy, Don't Mind If I Do, blah, 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 blah. But again, there are also ones such as the 90s Dracula movie parody, you know, it's like, hello mother, hello father, I hope you were well during my uneventful absence. You know, there was also the Toaster Time Machine, Homer in 3D, which was also a pretty fucking good one, and features cutscene animation similar to that which you see in this very game, actually, which is probably part of the reason why I'm actually kind of fine with the animation as is, despite how aged it is, even by 2003 standards. Let's see, what else is there? There was one from Season 15, I believe, which was a Sherlock Holmes parody of Eliza Doolittle and her easily impressed sidekick Dr. Bartley. Oh, why, look at this pen! Jolly good show, sir. Another one I think was also the Fantastic Voyage parody, which basically has him exploring Mr. Burns with Maggie inside the giant pill thing, and Homer merges inside Mr. Burns. There was also the Ned Zone, which was basically Ned Flanders seeing everybody's death whenever he makes physical contact with them. That was actually a pretty funny one, where he had to murder Homer. Don't do it, kill everyone. I don't know. Just bits and pieces here and there that are quite funny, and what are the ones that I remember? Well, there's obviously Dial Z for Zombie, which was the very much basis for, you know, this very Trees of Horror level that we're playing through right now, which is where zombie apocalypse happens because, was it Bart or Lisa that summoned the apocalypse? I can't quite remember, but, yeah, either way, they summon it via, like, a Necronomicon thing that I find in the library, and, oh no, Dad, you killed Zombie Flanders. He was a zombie? Yeah, what else do I remember? Oh yeah, there was also that Krusty Doll one where it was like, this doll has an inevitable curse, but you also get your choice of two frozen yogurts, which I call Frogurt. The toppings are also cursed. Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, there was also the Krusty Doll one, which was like, Marge, the doll's starting to kill me and the toast has been laughing at me. I mean, it might just sound like I'm making a bunch of references here, but I'm really just sort of spitballing about Treehouse of Horror episodes that I actually happen to really enjoy, so yeah, feel free to post in the comments any Treehouse of Horror episodes that you find memorable, as I continue to sort of spool back through my memories. Oh, there was also the Hugo episode where Bart had an evil twin brother named Hugo, and he ate his napkin, and was the good twin, rather than Bart being the evil one, because it saved Homer and Marge's marriage. Allegedly. Brains, zombie, whatever, we win. Take this. And lastly, the final race against the zombie, where we can claim our superiority as we traverse across more racing things, even though there are no more races anymore to make us excited for the next level. And yeah, they don't count, they just say brains, because that's what zombies say, rather than or whatever else, because their brains have deteriorated. I mean, they are technically revitalized by Buzz Cola, technically, so yeah, it's technically an alien pathogen as opposed to, like, magic or, you know, T-virus stuff or whatever else, really, so yeah, not really too much else to say, although whatever, I guess. Given that this is pretty much another one of the fucking straight and narrow races, yeah, you don't really have too much to worry about. You don't have a very sleek fucking model of car to drive, so yeah, your knowledge of the town will indeed be great, because you've been driving through this place since level 1 and 4, so yeah, even though we're in the dead of night and a full moon that summons the werewolf, yeah, we're pretty good here. Alas, racers, I shall miss you for your rockin' theme music, your testing us of the town in which we race. No doubt the Simpsons Road Rage and Hit and Run initial racing concept have served us well. But alas, we must end things, and by the way, not too far off here is where you get the last hidden car of the game, which is actually a Formula 1 racing car, which is actually quite sweet. So, yeah, let's continue on with the mission.
I need to find some nuclear waste, and fast!
Why don't you ask Mr. Burns? His buried nuclear waste has poisoned Springfield for years to come.
Good old Mr. Burns. He'll save us. Thank goodness for nuclear waste.
And so now it's pretty much a case of going back to Mr. Burns to pretty much do the thing that we've already been sort of doing at this point, so... I don't know if they changed the missions, like, in between now and then. I mean, as I mentioned beforehand during the development history, this game was constantly being tweaked up until the day of release, so... Maybe they thought in terms of difficulty that this mission was too hard compared to some of the other ones beforehand, but... Even then, I feel like this should have gone, like, before you talk to, you know, Comic Book Guy and Professor Frank to, you know, deliver nuclear waste to the alien mothership, so... Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, even then, you get mid-level checkpoints between, you know, the sedans, which are still working for the aliens, as opposed to anything else, really. I mean, I kind of mentioned beforehand with, like, the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, you know, dudes in suits pretty much, you know, poking people's eyes out and making them bleed or whatever, but... Really, this would have been the perfect level to sort of do that. I mean, maybe not necessarily in as gory a detail as that, but, you know, maybe in, like, sort of have them be, like, sort of Terminator kind of guys? I don't know, I feel like that probably would have been G-rated enough to have, like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Robert Patrick-looking dudes just sort of like go, "Ah, yes, Homer Etter Simpson, time to die, I don't know why I'm making them Scottish." Since we don't say fucking Willie anywhere in these levels, but... that's probably for the best. So anyway, we get back to this level, and yeah, what remains at this point is pretty much to scale the nuclear power plant. Why am I fucking talking the rest of this commentary in the accent? Whatever. Okay, I've got my natural speaking voice back. Yeah, you don't really get to explore the rest of the nuclear power plant, so... Yeah, even during this level, you don't really get to see other areas of the plant, like, you know, Sector 7G, you know, the break room, or, you know, well, okay, you do technically get to see Mr. Burns' office as we ascend the tower, but really, you don't really get to see much else of the power plant, which is kind of disappointing, to be perfectly honest, but, yeah. It's really the only other example in the game I can really think of where the mission involves using the game's rudimentary platforming elements in order to, you know, do anything, really. And even then, like, there's an alien spaceship that crashed into the nuclear power plant, so... Was there a cut mission between now and then? What the hell was going on? Or was there maybe meant to be, like, a cut... Well, like a legitimately cut, cutscene where, you know, we destroyed one of the alien spaceships and then it crash-landed into the thing, but then they had, like, another ship on standby? I don't know really, but anyway.
Ooh, odds budkins, is it you, Merryweather? Come to haunt me again? I killed you once,
Mr. Burns, it's me, Homer Simpson!
So you're not the ghost of my former partner? Whew. Wow, that was... Wow.
Look, I need to get some barrels of radioactive waste to save Springfield from the aliens.
I agree. Illegal aliens are a nuisance.
Not leaf blower aliens, tentacle aliens.
Go. In that case, here's the map to where I buried nuclear waste barrels all over Springfield. And the EPA wanted to fine me. Bleeding heart liberals. I hope they bleed from the heart.
Yeah, take that, you limp dick lefties! But yeah, this is pretty much a case of, you know, get down to the bottom of the thing, jump in your vehicle, and, pretty much deliver the same thing that you were doing before, but now we have express permission. Even then, I am still wondering, how the hell did the fucking ship crash into the, you know, the fucking, like, power plant? I don't know, that might have been a result of the cut gameplay, honestly. I never really thought about it before, but... Yeah, it's quite odd that there is an alien spaceship that's crashed into there, even though we still have the mothership that contains Kang and Kodos, so... Yeah, there must have been a cut story element there. I don't know, like, I mean, again, on the off... I sincerely doubt anybody fucking is, but again, if anybody from Radical Entertainment is watching this... do tell me, what is the purpose of the crashed spaceship in the nuclear plant? Was there a cut story element, or was there something more involved? Like a missing cutscene, a cut mission here and there? I don't know, I genuinely want to know. Maybe it might just be another mystery, like why Ratchet crashed his initial, you know, string tape and gumshoe spaceship from Ratchet & Clank 1. Oh well. Anyway, the point is that a lot of these missions do also require you to put the pedal to the metal, don't hit your vehicle against anything solid otherwise, the nuclear waste goes bye-bye, and, well, so too does your chance of succeeding in the mission. So yeah, take every shortcut you can, make sure that you are very careful when spinning throughout the town, and, by God, by the time you hit the tractor beam, you're safe, you can breathe out again, and ensure that you don't suddenly die of a heart attack. Oh, by the way, the Springfield church is also burned down. Again, that's either meant to be a reference to another Simpsons episode, like when Homer blew up the church with a bottle rocket, or it's just meant to be a reference to, well, aliens getting rid of the one safe haven humans have against zombies in like a holy kind of way.
Oh man, my car is gone, and the ashtray was full of pennies. I need another car fast.
Wow, imagine me getting carjacked. What a total switcheroo.
Just go.
What'll you do if I don't?
Flip you the bird.
Okay, don't get freaky. Get in.
Oh no. Snake, he had a hard life. But yeah, this is pretty much also doing the exact same mission as we were doing before, except this time with a little bandit dude, and she will be in pain! Because we gotta strap her with nuclear radiation, and then also launch it and Snake up with, well, the tractor beam, so yeah. These characters are going to die. So it's a good thing that The Simpsons has negative continuity, so we don't have to worry about people dying, because they come back the very next week. Unless they're part of a racist controversy, like Napuna, who gets removed from the show, kind of, sort of, except not really, has a background cameo from some fat Indian soy boy who claims to be a comedian. I mean, I never fucking heard of him before the fucking shit went down, so who fucking gives a shit, really? Anyway, the point is that this mission is just kind of eh. The time limit is incredibly tight, and this is where a lot of frustration and game overs are going to be had, and that's really all I really have to say about a lot of the missions resorting around this, you know, part of the game. It doesn't quite take advantage of the whole sort of horror setting that it in fact tries to really be a part of. I mean, apart from maybe the first mission, Smithers mission, and, I mean, I suppose, like, one or two things here and there, doesn't really take advantage of the whole horror theme as much as it otherwise would have, which, again, development time is crunch time, you want to kind of focus on the plot right here and now since it is the final mission, but I mean, even still though, like, it's just an example of where more gameplay depth and functionality would have easily benefited a sort of setting like this, because you have a lot that you can do with a horror setting, even with, you know, something as lighthearted as The Simpsons, but yeah, there just doesn't really seem to be much you can do, if anything else, to really sort of spice it up apart from just sort of just basic stuff, really, so yeah. And I suppose part of the reason why I do bring that up is because it also impacts me, in terms of finding something interesting to talk about. Yes, indeed, me. Me. Yeah, well, it's a nightmare on Evergreen Terrace, and, yeah. There's something to also mention, though, again, while I can still talk about tertiary gameplay elements as we make our way back to the school, is that, yeah, as you increase throughout the levels, the hidden run meter will gradually fill up more and more in larger increments the further you go on in the game. Again, compare how fast you fill up the hidden run meter in Mission 7 to Mission 1, and yeah, the difference is incredibly significant, but it increases in gradual increments throughout the game, so yeah. Try not to bash into too many stuff, otherwise you'll find yourself, well, getting in trouble with the law. And the law in this case is the zombies.
Sayonara, dude!
Okay, that's a lawsuit. Where'd you get that sweet ride? I bought it with my Social Security. Thank you, Uncle Sucker. Give me a lift. I gotta save Springfield. Now you're not gonna sacrifice me for the greater good, are you, son? We'll see, Dad. We'll see. Oh.
Oh, dearie fucking me. This is the mission. Again, this is the final mission of the game. You're pretty much driving the World War II vehicle that you got as Bart back in Mission 2, except with a rocket car, with a fucking what even fucking is that? It looks like a fucking drone mixed with a fucking rocket engine attached, but either way, yeah, there is no fucking holds barred at this stage. You're moving much faster, the handling is absolute fucking crap, and you have very little chance to really maneuver this thing as easily as you would like. So one little knock when you get the nuclear waste attached to your vehicle, and you are fucked, my friend. You got a very tight time limit, and yeah, since this is the last mission in the game, you have no opportunity to fucking dilly-dally, so yeah, pressure's on, no mission skip feature, you are fucked if you lose this. By God, I was stuck in this mission for so much of my fucking childhood, I developed rage issues. It affected the darkness inside of my heart. Made me want to pull my fucking eyes out and rip the spine out of anybody that I came into contact with. But on a slightly more positive note, though, it is nice to see, you know, Homer and Abe bonding as father and son. So yeah, father and son. Bonding. Quite nice. I do remember, actually, though, another bizarre memory that sparked from my childhood. I do remember getting so frustrated with this mission, and yeah, shortly after I failed this mission, after getting incredibly angry at it, yeah, my dad actually took me to an air show that was hosted in my hometown, and yeah, it was actually a fairly fun memory between me and my father, which, I mean, our interests don't really intersect that often in terms of anything else, but yeah, it was actually quite a fun day for me and my old man, so yeah, it's one of those bizarre memories that lead to another memory that just made me feel incredibly heartwarming. But all the same, though, yeah, as you can no doubt tell, look at that time limit. Holy shit, yeah, the handling of the car is really my biggest problem with the mission. It's mainly just to do with the rocket booster there, which I understand was added for the fact that, again, the base vehicle that you would have gotten in Mission 2 probably wouldn't have cut the mustard, but likewise, you could have at least extended the time limit if that was the sort of vehicle that you wanted us to use, but by that same token, though, it's just a case of like, oh no, we gotta get them there faster, but we also gotta make it difficult. Fuck it, add a rocket booster and make the handling more shit. Excellent. I'm Radical Entertainment, a company that'll go out of business, through circumstances beyond their control, because they were also working on stuff like, I think they were working on like a Crash Team Racing, remake, Prototype 3, and, well, I'm actually really sad they went out of business. Oh, well, that's neither here nor there in this case. Anyway, let's have them abducted by aliens and get absorbed into stuff.
Mayday! Mayday! We're going down! Why me? I smell toad! Nuclear death, you effeminate wriggling spacewads! Imagine that, scared of some harmless nuclear waste. So very harmless. Oh, cut your fingernails!
That fortune teller was right. I do end up dying in a spaceship crash.
I'm really proud of you for rescuing us all from that alien invasion.
Did that really happen? I thought it was a bad dream after eating too many raw hot dogs.
No, homie. You're the town hero.
Sweet. And the ninja babysitters? Was that real or a hot dog dream?
Hot dog dream. Dad, your fans want you outside.
Fans? Oh, those fans.
At least our show was a success.
Why did we go to Earth Heaven when we died?
At least we don't have to sit through the stupid video game credits. No!
And so, dudes and dudettes, that was The Simpsons Hit and Run. A rather significant game from my childhood that I'm really happy that I covered. Again, like, compared to the original run where I was significantly drunk for most of it, now the inverse happened. I was significantly sober for most of it, but then slightly pissed when I recorded this part, so yeah. I did the inverse, and I did my past self potentially proud. Assuming I don't die of fucking liver cirrhosis or poisoning, which is a very real fear for the future. But anyway, to talk about the game good and proper, The Simpsons Hit and Run. again, it is very basic Grand Theft Auto elements before, any of you get excited. Again, it's primarily getting missions with characters, driving around to different places, and collecting items and doing whatever else. And, to that extent, again, if you're a modern audience expecting something like Grand Theft Auto 5, you will be disappointed, and even for those of my generation who grew up around the likes of, San Andreas, or even Vice City to that extent, again, you're probably going to find yourself being a little bit disappointed with how anemic the content is in this game. But again, if you're a fan of The Simpsons, enjoy a lot of the references and, just the basic sort of driving gameplay, then I think you will find a lot to enjoy about The Simpsons Hit and Run. Because, again, apart from just what I've shown you throughout the game, again, there is a lot of references to find, a lot of, the core Simpsons voice cast, reprising their roles and having little hidden bits and pieces and set pieces to interact with, really, and as a result, given the development history behind this game, how rough and tense that it was for Radical Entertainment, I do give them my props. I do think that there is a lot to improve with this game, but likewise, I think they did the best job with what they really had, which does bring me to my second issue with the game, primarily the lack of a re-release that we will ever see during our lifetimes, unless of course there is a sort of remake sort of thing done by EA, really, which, again, maybe there's some legalese tying it up with the Hit and Run specifically, but again, that's not forbidding a spiritual successor. Again, EA could easily commission a sort of, a Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of game, or hell, even Grand Theft Auto 6, given that this game is also on the horizon for us with the Simpsons IP. They could easily commission a developer to give us something like that, just with, sort of Simpsonized references and, all that sort of thing to really fill the void, and give us a sort of spiritual successor if we can't get a remake with, all the legalese and all of the, bizarre tie-ins with, Activision, Vivendi, Universal, or Microsoft stuff. That is, keeping Hit and Run from being re-released, even on stuff like, the Xbox Series X, which you would think that Activision would at least try to, kind of confer people towards that console, but I don't know, I guess there's maybe more at stake towards that. That being said though, I would at least hope that, again, given, the fan culture that has sort of grown around The Simpsons at that point, and even the modern community, which, again, I didn't mention throughout the commentary, but fuck it, better late than never. Yeah, Donut Team, one of the biggest modern communities of The Simpsons Hit and Run, to the point where they even parodied TGX, or, Tactical Bacon Productions, as he's known now, for giving a scathing review of The Simpsons Hit and Run, and they even made fun of that. Yeah. The fact that they also have done a lot of modding work for The Simpsons Hit and Run over the years, the fact that there was even a fan remake that sadly won't be released to the public, it's a bit of a shame. All, 20th Century Fox, Disney would really need to do is just, give it the sort of, Capcom, Mega Man, endorse that kind of thing, and, just sort of release that to the public as a sort of, like, joint effort kind of thing. Easy money, and also, easy access for fans to relive the nostalgia and introduce new audiences to it. I don't know. It's a bit of a shame that, again, a lot of audiences who are probably watching this commentary and several other videos on The Simpsons Hit and Run likely won't get to play it purely because of copyright bullshit, which is probably the biggest tragedy of them all, really. It's a shame that nobody will get to experience this game beyond, the memories of those who grew up with it back in the 2000s, which, again, I am proud to be part of that history of those who did get to experience it during the time it came out, and really, this game was fucking phenomenal, man. It was, despite its flaws, it was incredibly fun to play, but I suppose them's the breaks, really. Some moments in time can simply never be recaptured. But anyway, speaking of moments in time and what's coming next for skullycommentaries.tm/.au, coming up next is Mega Man Zero, a game that I already have recorded. It's a bit of a short one, and one that I'm probably going to be covering around about the April-May months, because as of right now I'm currently focused on reviewing Sonic Adventure 2. So yeah, that's pretty much coming next, and yeah, Mega Man Zero will pretty much a short breather part in between reviews and other games, so yeah, you do have that to look forward to. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say at this stage. I'm glad to have had this commentary recorded in slightly better fashion than what I would have at least seen the original run recorded, but then again, if those of you are curious, I will upload the original drunken run of Hit and Run if you so desire. So, yeah. The decision lies with you, the viewers of the now, really. Anyway, in that case, I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and I'll see you next time for more commentaries and reviews. Catch you later.